Hi, everybody. Um, like like you said, Hans said, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I squashed up QGIS to make it more workable for our forest machines. Let's see, I have to do this. So first of all, the Danish Nature Agency is part of the yeah part of the government administration. We are the single largest landowner in Denmark. We own roughly 200 and actually I think 15,000 acres of land right now. And if you look at a map of the mobile coverage in Denmark, everywhere there's black dots or white dots, uh, depending on how you color the map, that is our areas. So we really don't have any connection to the internet when we are at our place. So our finest job at the Nature Agency is to protect and preserve and encourage the nature in Denmark. We have just a little list of things. We have around 3,200 burial mounds. These up here, perfect. Yeah. Oh, the mic. I can speak louder. Yeah, perfect. The burial mounds are from the Stone Age and the Iron Age. It's these lumps in the landscape where they are in the fields. Yeah, they are pretty obvious. In the forest, you can't see them. We have 10,500 earth embankments and stone fences, also from ancient times, and they are also to be protected and not destroyed at all. And then we have around 16,000 different things we need to protect. Besides that, we have a whole lot more. Anthill, like in the lower left picture, is not in any map, but if we see it, we have to protect it. So they really have to be on their toes out there, cutting down the trees. The big machines, the picture on the left, is driving around in the forest, cutting down trees, hoarding out the trees, making room for new tree or more nature. And what they had before, and it worked perfectly for 10, 15 years, what was a laptop on the right side of the right picture with a map info, 32-bit. It is a retired version. It's not usable in any way. You can't download it anymore. You can't install it anymore. So that was kind of the issue why we changed. We really, in the forest, we don't like changes. We have a time horizon of 100 years, but they had to. They had a little GPS receiver attached to the laptop just to show where they are. And then the office in the back extracted data and put it out to them. So that was before. The request from them to me was, we need a simple layout, easy interpretation of the map, and offline data only, because phone data, not an option up there. And we want to reuse the laptops. For those of you who know QGIS, it's not a simple layout. It's actually quite confusing. And they have this big machinery they are operating. They really don't need to look at all these small buttons and this layout to work. So the solution: I stripped the QGIS to the bone using the interface customization. What I was left with was something like this. The buttons you have there is 5 buttons on the top for different toolbars, and then on the left-hand side was the GPS toolbar, which I don't know why, but it couldn't be split up in two of the buttons. But I couldn't do that. Then I started building plugins to accommodate the touchscreen and the bumpy roads. Big buttons to hit with a finger while riding in a machine like this. All of the plugins did something different. The top one, the green one, was to turn on and off different layers to make it more readable, the map, sorry. And the button all the way to the right is to turn off the layers panel in QGIS to get more screen visible. Then we extracted all the data to a geo package, all the data that doesn't change every day. We extracted that, installed it locally on the machines. We automated as much as possible and got a solution that looks like, yeah, that. When we ride in the forest, we need to document where we have been. That is a certification of the of riding a forest. And we had a problem because the GPS I wasn't able to call the GPS in my Python script in my plugin. The button you have there, the GB and red R, sorry, is to the track the machine runs. You can see it on the picture, but it wasn't possible. And people say, well, open source, you can't get any support. Bullshit. So we reached out to OpenGIS. They are posted right here because, well, they have this QField thing. They work with the DPS on the, it's actually a QGIS on the phone, QField. So they know a solution. I was put in touch with Herman from OpenGIS, and he made it possible. So now, because of that, we paid them some money, of course, but it was quite. He pushed in a request to change the core coding of QGIS, so now everybody can call the DPS settings through a Python command. So we needed it. Now you all got it. So you're welcome. In setting, I started just using extracting the data in a geo package, calling it projectdata.dpkg. But then they told me, well, we have different projects that we work on at the same time. So how can we do that? So I came up with the solution of making the project and then the number, and then the surname for the file is quite unique. It's something I made up. So whenever they are planning a project, they just press a button in that QGIS, and it takes 5 layers around the working area, and press it down in one view package and rename it. Then the operator gets it by mail. He can double-click this file. Because of the special name, it triggers a bat file that you can see it set new file name. It is the unique file name that the project use. So whenever it has a .drc package or .drc trail, spore, it will do a renaming and put the data in the right spot. So they can have these files, these project files on the desktop, and whenever they double-click on one of them, it extracts the data in the right place at the C drive and opens QGIS. So it's a one-click wonder. I would have loved to have made a live demo. I can't, not here anyway. But this is the project that you as it is. We have on the right hand side we have the layers panel, and we have 3 red dots, you might say, the star, the triangle, and the cross. The first one is animals and birds. The middle one is the plants, and the last one is everything else that we need to take care of. And then we have the lines and the areas also with the things we have to look out for. The green, well, the Turkish spots you have, the Turkish polygons, is the area they are supposed to work in. Cut down the trees or thin the trees or whatever. When we zoom in a little bit, normally they are zoomed in like this or even more, driving the machines. But you can see there is some of the stars, animal symbols, with a ring around it. We have in the attribute table, we have a protection zone radius and a time of start and time of end. So it's a nesting place, a nesting tree for a bird of prey or eagles or owls, whatever. But if there's a nest in a tree, you're driving a machine, cutting down trees, you really can't see the nest in the top. So what I did was I took the point layer, made it a geometry generator, taking the radius of the protection, making a buffer, but only when we are in the nesting season. So when we are not in the nesting season, when we do forestry in the winter, these rings won't be there. So now, when the birds are nesting, when they come close to the area, they get this big object, big symbol to warn them. One of the things that we have in Denmark, we have specialized colors for every kind of forest we have. Normally they're turned off. Now we have turned them on here. So you can see everybody in Denmark doing forestry at least know that the purple one, it's ash trees. The gray one is a spruce, and so on and so forth. So to see the area they're working in right here is a little confusing because it's color to color. So that's why we made it the other way around, like this, where you can just turn it off. It's not turned off; they're just white, but it still has the label saying what it is. In Denmark, oh, that's perfect because this is my last slide we have now. In Denmark, we have all these burial sites I talked about before. We used to have them just as a point from the people knowing about these things. And the symbol that we are used to in the Nature Agency is the ring with the small rings around it in this lovely color. So the signs you have on the left-hand side and on the upper right-hand side are very symmetrical. It is the symbol. It's just a dot. I have made a symbol for it to look like this. But they are in the progress of taking high precision GPS and measure up all these burial sites and whatever else they have with a high precision GPS. So you can see in the lower right corner, it's the line is a little bit farther, bigger. The inner circle, it's very small right here actually, but that is the actual burial mound. And then I put the circles around it as a buffer zone. So whenever they come to a place, they can see the shape of it, if it's a long one or just a round one or a big one or a small one. And I use the circles around it as a buffer. It was something that we always knew how to position these long burial sites. And I was like, no, no. You have one symbol and that's it. And it's always placed in the direction. But now, yeah, don't thank me, but you have it. So, and this is very typical for Denmark. We have these holy places, ancient holy places in the forest, where there are a bunch of burial sites. And what we have here is, a Douglas spruce planted back in 1895. And when we need to cut that down, I can tell you already now, we can't use the machines. It has to be hand cut because we have all these burial mounds. So the last thing, I don't know how to, you haven't pointed fingers at me yet, but go on. I talked about the color line in top, plug-in in top, turning on and off the different layers and the layer panel. The green, blue, red button is to color the track the machine is driving. And then we have the last four symbols. It is when a machine drives down around the forest, cutting down the trees, making a trail after him. When the guy hauling out the tree comes, we need him to drive in the exact same spot. And if it's dry, he can't see it. So you can extract the line layer and send it to through email, either Outlook or I can't remember the other one, but it's an open source, depending on which mail program you have. And the button to the left with the arrow up just extract the lines and send an email or prepare an email. The button all the way to the right extracts the lines and wipe it clean, because otherwise we will just accumulate lines in the same layer. So this is the solution, and even the guy year from pension driving the machine for who knows how long, he was like this when he got it, and now he's like, it could have been worse. And that is the biggest win I have ever taken. So thank you for listening. Any questions?